Hi everyone. Tonight I'm going to talk about aliases, how to, and it's going to be a tutorial number 4. It's going to be about PowerShell. In particular, it is going to be about aliases, how to create aliases, how to destroy them, how to just create new aliases, how to list them, how to import it, export it. All of that one is going to be covered on this video. So this is all about aliases. And the help that we did was, in this case, about aliases. I'm going to discuss that one. And also I'm going to be discussing about get-alias. And that's another command and that you could run, get-alias. The short cut or the alias for it is also alias or GAS, get-alias, and that's a abbreviation for get-alias altogether, or alias or get-alias. And it is not case sensitive, so PowerShell commands are not case sensitive and sensitive. You can type it uppercase, lowercase, it always works. And then this is another video that is going to be discussed next, video number 5. And then I'm going to also have the set-alias and then the shortcut for this SAL. As you can see, set-alias. AL is for alias, S is for set. And that command is video number 6, which we set-alias that I'm going to cover next. And then also how to create a new alias. A new dash alias is the short version of it is NAL, which is N for new and the AL is for alias. Now you can also create your own alias by just using this command new alias. I'm going to show you how to create new aliases if it is not already there and you want to run like a grep command or word count command or current working directory. All of those ones I will show you. If you're a Unix person or Linux, most likely on PowerShell, certain commands that you love, you want to have a shortcut for it, and these commands are available for you to do so. The next command is remove-alias. Whenever you create alias, you should be able to remove them when you don't need it, so you can use the remove-alias. For remove-alias, there's no shortcut because sometimes aliases have a shortcut, sometimes it doesn't. Commands could have a shortcut, which are alias, and then we could list them. Remove-alias does not have a currently shortcut, but I could call it RMAL, and then I'll show you how to create the alias for it, and then you can import it and export it. So export-alias is sometimes whatever is the current configuration on your shortcuts, a list of aliases, you want to export it into a CSV file or a text file, or just export it into a file. And so later on, you say that these are a list of my aliases. Maybe you could give it to a friend, or maybe you could give it to a coworker. They could just create the same aliases in a very nice way by importing it. And so you export it into a file, then you import it back on a given machine. Say that, okay, this machine A had these exported lists, and that I saved it into a file, and now I'm importing on machine B, and then you can use it. So this is a list of all the commands with aliases. For example, a get location, PWD is an alias, or set location, CD, change directory. And this video will be covered later, but I'm going to show you from About-Alias all of the lists that we should be covering next. So tonight I'm going to talk about all these aliases, About-Aliases, and then I'm going to just bring this video on MyWebUniversity website, as well as MyWebUniversity YouTube channel. That is this channel that you are welcome to subscribe and watch all the PowerShell, Bash scripting, Linux, Unix, MySQL, Python, C++, Xterm, Xclock, all the things that you can see. I have thousands of videos here that you can learn from. It's all computer science related topics and IT related topics. So you can see the full course on Linux Ubuntu or the full course on Red Hat or Windows operating system or Python programming. Everything is there, whether it's security like Secure Shell or some other database like MySQL, Oracle, WebLogic, not WebLogic, sorry, virtual machine. And there's a lot of stuff. And then as well as documentation, the full course on Rocky, the full course on Red Hat and system administration stuff. You're welcome to watch them. This course from zero to hero is everybody likes it, and people are making nice comments. It's about 4 hours video. I teach you from installation to configuration to scripting to writing program in C, Python, and C++, as well as system administration commands, DNF commands, YAM update, all of that thing is discussed on all of these videos. Please join and then watch them and subscribe them. And if you are Persian speaking Farsi, originally I came from Afghanistan. Up to high school, I was in Kabul, Afghanistan. So I love Kabul, Afghanistan, and I make videos on Farsi also for fellow countrymen and students that they want to learn computer science to get a job and help themselves. And then I hope you guys join also, that you could watch this one on Farsi. And if you're English is person that you speak English, then whether you're American native or British or Australian, no matter what language you speak, what country you're from, you most likely understand English. So the videos are just basically in English, and it tell you what to do. So the website that I have here also, I have a lot of documentation, technical documentation, as well as this YouTube channel. If you go to the YouTube channel, you see all these thousands of videos that are there. So I'm going to go back here and go to the next page, which is this book that I wrote, The Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu. This book is fully online, about 14 chapters. All of them are available for you. So tonight I'm going to talk about PowerShell stuff, and then this last video that I did a few days ago or a few weeks ago or a week ago was about PowerShell integration with Bash. You should watch this one, and because in one video I teach you PowerShell as well as Linux commands, whether it's inside PowerShell running Python or running any utility commands on Linux, or running Linux commands, Bash, C shell, through C shell. Everything is integrated. Now there are no more verses. They're friends, and we should just enjoy learning it. And you should see that how to take advantage of it by this integration of Linux and Windows together, and they put together on Ubuntu, for example. But this is not just for Ubuntu, it is also for Fedora Rocky, for Fedora Red Hat, for a lot of platforms that is available there. You're welcome to just install them and then use them. So without further ado, let's just get started with PowerShell. So notice that I have this PowerShell command prompt here that opens up the PowerShell console. So I'm going to do a Control plus to make this screen a little bit bigger. And that's too much bigger, so this is good enough. And then I'm going to maximize this window so you see this window in a nicer version. Notice that the 7.4.2 version, when I say get-host, this is telling me that I have a version of Microsoft PowerShell 7.4.2. And this is the console host. On this one, I'm on the console on this directory. So if I do a pwd or print working directory, because alias pwd is pointing to a get-location, the actual command is get-location. So right now, if I just clear my screen, say alias pwd, you can see that pwd is pointing to get location. But notice that if I do help or get help, and then about aliases, like you do this one, you get all the information about the aliases, right? And then it says that about aliases, what to read about it, and you're welcome to read all that content, but I'm going to show you in the lab activity everything that you need to know about these commands, and just a lot of these examples that are shown up here. You can do that one as well as practice them yourself, or I could just do this video for you. Just watch this video, you will be an expert on it with all of these commands, right? So how do you know these commands, like list of them? You see, it says for this one, see also about function and other ones. But in this case, we're looking for these commands, like something with alias, right? So in order to get that one, you can do a clear screen. You say get dash command, and then say star alias. If you say this one, now you just know that everything that has the trailing string is alias, it will just list them. So I just told you that today I'm going to talk about aliases, and then also Get-Alias, Import-Alias, New-Alias, Remove-Alias, and Set-Alias. And all of this is there. And then if I just do about aliases right here, says that would show, let's see, star aliases, star. So that one is not showing here. Let's see if we could say get dash command about star aliases. Okay, let me just see what is the command that is the name, about underscore. That's why. So the difference is when you do that, the still should have star should have find it, but I'm going to say get dash command about underscore aliases, and let's just say about underscore aliases. Notice that about alias is not showing, but doing this screen, first I need to find out when I did the get help aliases, this command shows up on the top. I could say clear screen here, and then say examples. Then you will see that examples, but I want to do a pipe more, so one screen at a time. About aliases, right? So this is not a command. So the get command will not show that one, because when we do help, it is there, but it's a, well, let's just check the type of it, command type. Get dash command, store aliases, alias, not aliases, sorry. Okay, now it's better. Alias. Okay. Get dash command. Why is it not showing alias there? Okay, I might be typing one character off, and this one was showing. Let's because I say that I might be typing one character off. Alias does not have an E. That's why I was typing it wrong there. So this one alias should be like that. I just, for some reason, when I was meant to type aliases, I just added that E, and then I meant to write aliases. That would not show, but about aliases, this is not also a command. Notice that it says that it's not command, but if you, it's not a command led. So get command would not show it, but if you say get dash help, that command is there, the alias. So it might be just a list of aliases. No, actually, So the way you get the list of aliases, you just say alias. Alias is giving you all aliases, and then get-alias would also give you all the aliases, and GAL is also shortcut. So if I say alias GAL, get alias, you can see that it is pointing to that one. And then the other command that I show you for the current working directory, pwd, is alias for pwd is get location, right? So get location give me that, but notice that I don't have a alias for current working directory, CWD, and it says this is not an alias. So if I just do this, I say pwd here, and then say alias alias pwd, then I say alias current working directory. It says I don't have it, but I say let's just create it. I could say new-alias, new-alias current working directory, and then I say get-location. And now I just define the alias current working directory. And now I just type in current working directory as if I type pwd or get-location, because they're all pointing to that one. So clear a screen and say alias pwd, alias current working directory. They're all, sorry, alias, not the alias current working directory, it is pointing to that one. So what does this mean? That you could create a list of aliases. So if I just say, now remove the current working directory, I don't want to do that one, then you could say remove alias and then current working directory. Now that current working directory alias is gone, I could point it to nothing. And then if I say current working directory, it says no such alias. But if I want to create it again, I could say new-alias, or I could say NAL for new alias. And then let's call it the new alias. We could just say current working directory. And then we could even type into the pwd. So the pwd is also pointing to the current directory, get location. So if I say alias pwd, alias current working directory, alias not anymore alias, I could say current working directory and pwd, and both of them give me the same output. Now, notice that when I did this one, I'm going to say alias. This is all the alias list of them, right? So if I say alias and then I do a measure, notice because I just created one with the current working directory, it is 141 of them. So I'm going to say remove alias, remove dash alias. I'm going to call it current working directory. I'm going to remove that one. Now I do another measure, then notice how it should be, the number should be 140. So it is there. And if I just say alias here, and then say find, find a string /I, and then I say, is there a directory, current working directory? It's not finding it. But the number that is there, I'm going to just create another one, say, do I have a string called egrep, expression grep? That's a bash or Unix command that when you're running on the Linux stuff, you could do expression grep. You can do multiple string match. And so with the expression grep. So now I know that expression grep is not there, but the find command is one of the command that is on the get-help find a string is there. You see everything on the PowerShell that is recognized as a PowerShell command that matches a string. So right now the search is finding it, all that thing. Because I know the syntax, I don't need to do that one. So when we did this one, notice the egrep is not there. So what I'm going to do here is say alias, I'm going to say measure, and then dash line, and it's going to say 140, right? At this time, I'm going to create a couple of commands because that find the current working directory is not there. And then I could say this or egrep or let's say word count. So these commands are not there. Notice that none of them are there on this one. So I'm going to create a new alias. A short version is this. You can also say new-alias, that one. So current working directory is get-location. So I define this one. Now I run the find command. The current working directory is defined. It is not matching it, but let's see why. So we could say I delete these ones and then just get this. Yeah. So the find search was not matching it because I provided the grep command syntax of OR statement, but the find command should be like this. And when you do this find, it is spaces differences. Either that or this or that. That's the Windows syntax. And that would find the current working directory matched. Now I'm going to do a egrep. So I say create a new alias called egrep, and then that would be pointing to find a string. And then the argument that is find a string /i, you could just pass on onto egrep /i, and it will do that one. So now this one is done. If I run now this command, I should find out what current working directory in egrep. You guessed it right, and that's how it's going to do it. The word count is not there yet, so I'm going to do new alias, and then I'm going to do which one? At this time, I have to do a new alias, and then I'm going to assign word count, and then for this one, I'm going to do measure dash line and dash word count. Everything is there. So now a word count is replaced that one. If I run the same command, now I have 3 aliases. Word count, current working directory there. Now, if I just do this one on this listing here, and I say word count minus L, notice it's 143 because the new ones were created as new aliases. So I could say alias word count, it is there. Alias current working directory is there. Alias, the other one was egrep. Egrep is there. So we just created those ones. Alias measure, it's going to tell us that we have 143 of them. If I just don't do a measure, I could just say measure dash line would do 143, or dash L short form is the same thing. Now, because I assigned the alias word count to be measure, I could just say alias alias and then say word count minus L, or word count dash line would just still tell me this. And if I don't give any parameter to word count, that would also work because it tells me the syntax as if I type in here measure. Measure is a PowerShell command, word count is a Linux command. So you could do a shortcut for this one. On the actual Linux machine, there are binaries. So if I show you on the Linux server, you could see that the same information. But on this one, depending on how much time is allowed, I could do both of them. Let me just show you on Windows first, and then we do this one. So imagine at this time, I want to just, this is get-host. Get-host, you can see here, get-host is doing this, right? So I could just create more of them. At this time, when I say get-host, and then I say find a string /i, and I could say search for name. Notice that is that information. You could also do get-host and then dot name, and then that would say the console host. If you say .version, it will say the version information. But imagine if you say the version.build, you get the build number 2, right? But if you just say, well, what about this one? And then I say, without the version, let's say get-host. I'm going to just do get-host only. And then instead of find name, I'm going to say egrep and the /i and then search for name. Notice the same thing, right? So whether you use the command dash find a string because it's PowerShell, or you use your alias that you define it, because now alias egrep is pointing to the same version of find a string. So find a string.exact will be replaced with the alias egrep. And you can do interchangeably whichever one command you do, it is using the find a string command. The alias is pointing to the find a string command. So if I say directory here, and then I say, how about directory, and say, let's say, find a string /i, and then say system. Let's say just the word system is everything is system, right? But at the same time, if I just say, show me the one with the description information, I could do another egrep, and then /i. Remember, the -i is the find a string I, not -i of Linux. So that's the difference that you have to know, whether you're using the syntax of the PowerShell syntax or the syntax of Linux. When you're inside of a Linux machine, then you're on the PowerShell, you're using the syntax of -i for egrep, which is different. So I will show you both of them. So if I look for the word extension, for example, and let's just say extend, that's good enough. And then you can see that it picks up those words there. So now notice the syntax, I'm doing one find a string here and one this one. But if I'm looking for extension and then I don't need this one, yeah, I could do that too. Only pick up that one. So depend on what you want on what command. And if you say do a word count -l, and there's 10 lines on it, or do a measure and -l, it will just stay at 10 line. Because alias word count is pointing to the same alias measure. Word count and measures the same thing. So current working directory, we did this one. Current working directory is another alias, and then pwd is another alias. So if I just say, how about the remove alias? Okay, so alias remove alias is not there. I'm going to say new alias. I could just short it like this, or type in new alias, and then I'm going to call it rm alias. That is there, and then I'm going to say remove alias. So now alias rm alias is created that's pointing to rm alias. So if I just create another one, let's say temporary, just to say alias word count -l, now it's 144 of them. So if I just do a list of alias, all of them are showing, and then now say alias and then egrep /i, and then I'm going to say the aliases that I just added was current working directory, egrep, and let's say egrep, and then word count, and then what else I added? RMAL, at least those 4, right? So, and then if I do list them, it shows there. And then now imagine you are just writing a script and then you want to be self-destructive, like AI kind of stuff. You wrote all the things and you did your hacking and you say, wow, and now let me just delete what I was doing, so no record of it. And instead of running the remove alias to remove the alias that you did for this one, for example, let's say you just are doing this kind of movies that they say self-destructive. So at this time, if I say RMAL, that's funny that it's self-destructive, right? Remove alias is an alias, but it is killing itself, right? Now that remove alias is no longer there, not is there. And if I say alias alias, it's just that alias is no longer there. And if I do a word count on it, notice this one is word count or measure dash line is also 143. So now we have done this one. Let's just recreate the remove alias and then add it there. So I'm going to just say create the new alias, remove alias. And now if we run this command, it is 144. And then also the grep command or igrep is going to show remove alias there. But at this time, I'm going to just save this list into a directory and temp and just save the aliases list. So if I say alias or GAS, which I'm sorry, GAL, that's also a get alias, or just get dash alias, all of them are going to show that one. So whether you do this and then word count minus L or measure dash L, or let's say some of these commands have a lot of arguments. So for example, let's say I get the file created here. I'm going to say do a dir here, and then just temporary create a file, say dir greater sign, and then I'll just say let's say write dash host and say hello world, and then world, and then you just say a greater sign, and I'm going to create it on C :temp and say hello.text, right? So hello.text, I didn't need the slash ln because it's not writing any new line, automatically is added. So I'm going to say get dash content and then say C :temp hello.text. Notice that what did I created? Temp hello.text, temp. So get content is not showing. Let's see if that file is somehow created or not. There, yeah, it is created, but it's 0 byte. Why it did not create it? Let me just see. Write host. I'm going to say, and instead of write host, it did not write it there. I'm going to say echo, and then I'm going to say do this one, and then say wrote it there. The file got there. So when you say write dash host, hello world, and then I noticed that I did not do the write host as well as TX into that file. So if I did not provide the path, I could have just done this write host here, and then I could have just say write host and then pipe it t this file, and now it writes it on the screen as well as hello.text is written there. So now if I just want to just append it, I can use double greater sign or T-A for appending it and all that dash append argument to the T. But that's not the part that I want to show you. So this one, if I just say measure dash line, it's going to say one line, it has one line. Dash L would give you also the same shortcut. And then dash character, and there's the number of characters and that there. And then dash word, how many words are there. So I could type in dash words or this. And then the syntax of measure, I replaced measure with a shortcut of word count. And notice it's exactly the same thing. With the character is gonna say 12, and then with the number of line is one line. And if I just add another line, I say echo that, and then let's say I use double greater sign to append to it. Now do a number of lines, it's 2 lines. If I say a number of characters, it's going to be double, 12 times 2. The other one is number of words, it's 4 of them was, or whatever number was, 2 words, and then it was hello world. So it is now four of them. And if I just see the content without doing this one, I could see it that it's 2 lines there. There's other commands, other arguments, but those are going to come next. So if I just want to do the get content, alias for get content is aliases cat command. Cat on Linux and Unix is pointing to, as well as Windows, is pointing to get the content. So if I just do alias type is also pointing to the get content. So whether you do this one or just type in cat here, it's going to do that one, or you could say cat and then type, you could do that one. And then these commands, sometimes they get content, and other ones, they have argument like minus tail 1. So if you just want to see only 1 line there, or if you say tail at 2 lines, then you see both of them. There's other flags that your options. I'm not gonna go through all of that one, because on the next video, when I cover those get content, other ones, I'll cover those ones. Another command is very useful is the clear command. So alias clear command, notice it's pointing clear host. Alias CLS on Windows is also pointing to clear host. So whether you type in CLS, it will clear the screen, or alias CLS is pointing to that one, or alias clear command, or just clear host itself. So all of that one is pointing to that. So now if I type in clear, it's the same thing as clear host. So you saw the list of them. Alias, now we have added one more, I believe. Let me see, measure line is 144. We didn't add another one. So at this time, I'm gonna export this alias, say export and dash alias, and then that dash pad by default, you want to give it to a name. Let's call it under temp, we say my aliases dot text, and you could save it as that, and then you could also save it as .csv, comma separated field. So now I created those 2 files. So if I say the directory of C colon temp, my alias is a star, and then sorry, let me just do this one. I didn't need a code here, so the code is not needed. C colon was instead I wrote the code. Say my aliases star. That would give you those listing. So if you want to get the content of those ones, you could get the alias cat command is there. So you could say cat this C colon / temp my aliases .csv. CSV is the same list, comma separated field. It's the alias name followed by the command, followed by the space, followed by none, or read only the option that are there. So here you could do also word count minus L, or word count minus number of words, or number of characters. You could just do all of that one. Similarly, instead of word count, you could do actually measure. Notice that the syntax of those ones are the same number. So whether you type in measure -w or word count -w, because we have the aliases pointed out. So those files are there. In addition, if you just look at this one with instead of that one, and look at the text file and pipe it more, you can see one screen at a time. All the information is here and there. And then if you just say word count minus L again, and then now imagine when you do this command, you could say, can I do a grep on it /I, and then search for the same commands, to see if I had exported in a current working directory, and then egrep, and then a word count, and then RMAL. So let's say just those four, you could see that yes, they are there. So now you say, wow, that's great. If I exit out of this one, can I export this one to another version of PowerShell or something? Yes, you could do that one. Or you could just remove the alias and then just re-export it here. So I'm going to show you both of them. Let's just remove the remove AL self-distraction, right? Now we just did it, it's gone. But now, because we have saved it into that text file or CSV file, we could just, instead of this listing here, we could just say the way we exported it, right? So let me just go to the export command. This is, and instead of export, the next time you just come in and say import. And then since this is a comma separated field, whether you use one of them or the other one, you're just importing it into here. Notice that all of them says already exist because we did not delete all of the aliases. The one were deleted, now it is coming back because of that remove alias we added. Alias RMAL, it is there. So all of them, if we had deleted all the aliases, then on some time when I show you for each statement and other ones with looping, and then once you learn how to loop with the for each statement, we can remove all of them and then re-export it as new one. But let's just exit out of this session. We know that the directory is c:temp myELS, or just don't exit out of here, minimize this one, and I'm going to go to another PowerShell version that we used previously. So I'm going to say ISE, and this one is going to bring me the Windows PowerShell integrated scripting environment. So in this case, right now here, if I say run an alias and then measure dash line, notice that how many I should get. By default, it's 153. So do I have those options? Let's see, on this one, I have a lot more than other ones, but most likely I don't have those other ones that I created. For sure, I don't have a egrep command. So I'm going to do a find a string /I and then search for egrep, current working directory, pwd, ps, and then word count, and then also RMAL. So notice that some of this one, like PS and PWD, should be definitely showing up because they come in on every version of it. If you're on a Linux machine, PS will not show up. PWD may show up on this one. PS is actually a Linux command, even though PWD is also a Linux command that print working directory, but the alias might also work. I'm going to just log in here and show you that is the case or not. Let's just open a session here. So here, if you just type in on Linux, cat etc os-release, this is a list of aliases that I already have done it. So if I just do echo $pwd, you can see pwd is print working directory. That short version command, which pwd, it's also saying that file user bin pwd is executable link format, 64-bit, it is actually a command. So you could type in that command would work, but I could just name it anything like alias current working directory is not there. So I could say alias current working directory is equal pwd. So now if I say current working directory, it runs like pwd does. But this is all Linux stuff. So I showed you last time on which PowerShell that you can run PowerShell, and then this is going to run the 7.4 version get host, and then you can see like let's say $PS version table dot operating system. You can see that I'm running Linux Ubuntu, right? So this one should say Ubuntu 22.04. Here I also could say cat command is already in Linux. I could say -e and etc host etc OS-release. Then you can see that is the number of lines there. But remember, I showed you the grep command. So on the grep command here, I could do a egrep and then -i, meaning that ignore case. On the Windows side, -i was like this. But you cannot do a /i here because this is a Linux grep command, okay? So I could say -i, and then this one, I'm gonna say, look for Ubuntu, let's say, and then also or statement. On the Linux, on the Windows, we spaced it with the difference because we're using find command, find a string in particular. And then I'm going to look for also version and also for the number 22 matching any of those ones. So this one will just list those ones. But I just list the too many of them. So let's just say only show Ubuntu, and then that's good enough, long enough. So if I just say, and instead of Ubuntu, match with the name, and then also home, pipe home. Those two, because I'm ignoring case, it will be specifically anywhere that is find the string home or anywhere the string name that is there. So it matches those ones. If you just do here, like another command, say uname -a, that is running the command, but those characters are not there. So if I just say find out like Linux, for sure that one is matching Linux, and then the host name and so on. But notice the egrep command. So if I say which egrep, this is actually a file, executable file. User ben egrep is POSIX shell script. So text file. And then if I just say word count -l user ben egrep, you can see that one. If I say it's two-line cat -n etc I'm sorry, user ben egrep, and then it shows that it is doing an exact grep -e at this is an at array of hash array. So it is passing on whatever the string that you're doing grep on, and that is going to do a grep command on it. -e means do an expression grep. That's why egrep is pointing to that one. So whether you do something like this one, the one that we did here on this two, you could say, let me just do the one that was found here on this one. So this one, or you could just say expression without the E here, grep minus, and then you have to add the I to ignore the case, it will find it. The E for the expression because of the name and or. So I'm showing you both Bash and Linux, and the reason I came on Linux because when you're inside a PowerShell, if you just say alias PS, notice PS is not defined. But then when you're here, you say alias PS, it is showing that's pointing to get process. But because the get PS is not there, because which PS, it's actually a command file, a user ben PS. So when they integrated, they had to be careful to say that some of the commands are Linux commands. So when you run PS -efa, and then you run this command PS, it's going to tell you echo $$ is pointing to the current shell. So the current shell is echo $$ So in this way, let's say get dash process that we were doing it. If I just say dash name, and then pwsh. So notice that this name is that pwsh, which is this prompt that is currently running on this one. And this is the process ID of it. So if I say get dash process dash ID and then $PID, it will point the same one. So this is how you look at it, the PS minus EFA, grep minus I, PWD, sh. Now instead of using PowerShell, I'm using Linux command do PS minus EFA, grep PowerShell. That will also point to that binary with the same process ID here. This is the process ID. Now if I say PWDX minus PWDX, let's say 26781, it is just saying that that is the process. If I just do a PS3 on it, then it is showing the process history of that PWD was invoked from PWDSH that I called it, and then I run the PS3, and this is that. Now, if I just say, show me the minus all the process ID number, you can see that one. Show me all the threads for each of the process that is there. So there's a lot of details, whether they're Microsoft.NET stuff or the PowerShell DLL stuff, anything that is there, you will get access for both of them when you're inside Linux or you're inside PowerShell. So on the other video that I showed you while I was here, I told you that this is the command. So let's see what are the ones that are available here. Now notice that when I did a command, there's a lot of match for a lot of these strings. So I'm going to just say, let's comment this one. And then instead, I'm going to, actually, I could highlight the other command, but I could comment it also. If you highlight it on this IC, it allows you to run the command that you want. But I want to just show you, because this one matched a lot more string up here. Since any of these characters like PS, anywhere it will match it. So if I say alias PS, that one is on Windows, right? So this one, if I just invoke another one. So I could say click run, and it just says that. And if I just say clear command, so my screen is clear. Notice that I cleared it. Now I'm going to do a semicolon, and I could say alias current working directory. That should not be there. It is not there. So let's say for the PS command was there, PWD is there. PWD is there. Okay, and then PWD is there. So if I type in the PWD, as if I type in get location. So those commands are the same. And the alias is the shortcut, and then that thing. If I just create a new alias, say new alias current working directory of get dash location, then it is there. So now I say current working directory as if I type pwd, or cd alias cd change directory is set for set location. So whether I type in cd c:/this to go to the C drive, or say cd c:/users/wahid is the same thing. Or if I say cd, and instead of cd, I could say set dash location c:/. Now I'm on that directory. And pwd, it shows current working directory, shows there set dash location, set dash location. I could say c:/ users, and then Wahid and directory, and now I'm on the Wahid directory, right? So on the CD as a shortcut, I could say CD to c:/temp, and then I say show me all the files with CSV. Now the name that was my aliases before we import it let's just run it in here. I'm going to delete everything here. I'm going to just say cat or get content c:/temp/ my aliases.csv, and then I'm going to do a measure dash line. So dash line or dash L is still good. Whichever one you want to do is that's fine. So here I could just do a shortcut dash L. Also will just run the same thing. Okay. So if I just did this one, it says 148. 148 here, but I believe there was a little bit more of the other ones that we defined it on this myaliases.csv. So I'm gonna just do this one, and instead of import it, it's 148. So I'm gonna say import dash alias, and then I'm going to import this one dash alias and run this one. Obviously, this is going to on top of whatever is on 148 of them is going to say already exist. The one that are not there, which is egrep and then word count or some other ones, rm-al, those ones will be imported. So I'm going to run that one. Notice that all of these ones are there. Now, if I run the same command here and then say, and instead of the import dash alias, I'm going to say alias, and then say measure dash line, then it was 148, now it should be more, and it's now 163. So if I just say, well, that's great, I just have more of them imported, but let's just see what other ones that are there. I could do 5 more and then read all of them here and there. But at the same time, if I just save the other one as one file, we could compare and then what is there. You could also say, now do a command like find string /I and say, for example, current working directory, and then also rmal and also egrep, just to see if those ones are there. And then that should give you a list of them, and it's there because we just did it. And if you just say, what about current working directory? Is that there? Yes, it is there because we had it on that file and it's now incorporated. And if you just say, oh, well, that's great. Can we use them also? Word count -L? Yes. You can see there are 4 of them. Can you just use the native code? Yes. Anything that you're doing in the list of exported or imported, those ones will be the same. So instead of this find the string, you could now also do egrep, because egrep is equivalent to that. And then you did this one, it will find it. And instead of this one, you can also do a word count on lowercase word count. Actually, it's alias, so it doesn't matter. It's you're on Linux. I mean Windows. Windows PowerShell is case insensitive. So you could see that this is so nice, right? And if you just say, okay, can you list it for me? Yes. And then if you want to just remove some alias, you could do that one. Like remember we did the self-destructive. I'm going to try it again. Remove alias, remove alias, remove alias. When you do this one, and this one will be gone, right? So if you just run this one, it is gone. Let's say alias rm, alias rm, alias. It is there, but rmal. So in this version and the self-destruction, it says fully qualified and something. This remove alias is not recognized as the name of commandlet. So because it was already trying to remove itself, we could do a remove dash alias and then rm-al. If that is a command, it is actually not listing. So let's see what is this get dash host version of 5. $$ PS version table version table dot version. I think it is version 5.1, but let's 5 point something, 5.1, yeah. So this one I'm gonna say alias RMAL is there. I'm going to remove alias RMAL, and then that one is not allowing it, not recognizing it as the name of commandlet script there. So let me see, remove alias, remove dash alias RMAL. So this one somehow it is not seeing it on the version here. I'm gonna exit out of this one, say, yeah, don't save it. So you come back here, and then let's say IC, and then here we just say aliases, alias, and then measure and dash line. I think it was 148. So measure dash line. Now the alias is messed up somehow. Alias, or maybe I'm typing it wrong. But let's see. Get alias to get the this. Yeah, it's there. But let's see if we do measure. That should be 148 lines. Okay, so you can type in get dash alias, would type in the same one, do the 158, and then I could type in alias. Maybe I type it incorrectly. Sometimes when you have typo, that's the worst mistake. You just feel like, what am I doing wrong? All the commands is successful. I think I was mistyping it. I'm not gonna go back to the screen what it was, but you can see that it is there. So 158 of them. So if I just say alias RMAL is not there anymore, I believe, because that one was exported previously. And then when we exit out, we did not recognize it. But if you do PWD, that alias was already there, it will list it. If you do a PS, it will be there, it will list it. So all of these commands are interchangeably available in both platforms. We just showed you on the number of version of PowerShell, whether it's on Linux, on the IC version, or on the Linux side here. And then you could just enjoy it. And I hope you did. I did show you the import and export everything. And then I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. If you didn't, just watch the video again, you will learn from it. And sorry for some part of it that I was jumping back and forth. When you make a video, I don't want to just make a video like and edit it and all that thing, because I don't have that much time. Whatever I'm going to make a video, I just sometimes talk like this, and I want to make sure that whenever you see some kind of a small typo or something, I corrected it. That's part of learning. So you can see the video or available for you, and I'm not editing it at all. So the one-time video that I create, it is part of the learning. Whenever you teach, you have to make mistakes and you have to correct your mistakes. If you did a typo, and sometimes it's tough to see it automatically, but sometimes it's easy because you can practice some other commands and you know what you typed in well or not. Okay, take care, have fun, and then enjoy your life. I hope everything goes well with everybody around the world, and then love and peace to everybody. Please support peace everywhere, and then don't support criminals or war mongers. Don't do that one. We need all the children and everybody to be safe, and then Christmas, when it comes in, don't just say, oh, Santa Claus is going to buy you the gift. We need to be the Santa Claus at all time, not just hurt the children now and then just buy them a gift only in Christmas there. That's the true love from all the angels and prophets and God wants us to support the children also, and then innocent people. God bless everybody, and especially the innocent people everywhere, and then love and peace to you all. Please help other peoples with peace and prosperity. And wherever you learn something, try to communicate it with the ones that they need your help. And that's how we have better society around us. Take care. Bye bye.